Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach Today. I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB. We are ready to go. It is 9/11/2023. It's a Monday, episode 5085. We got a great week planned. We're getting off to a great start this week. We've got a lot going on this week. We got a professional expertise meeting today. We're talking about communication and structuring that for you, those of you in the personal expertise structure or track with me. And then Thursday, we have a incubator meeting. For those of you that are brand new, can come and check it out. It's a lunch and learn. And we'll be going over the best ways to use the Morning Coach system and to answer your questions, integrating in. And if you've been with me for a while, it doesn't matter. You can come to the incubator meeting. It's a lunch and learn. Love to have you there. So today, we've got a professional expertise meeting today, this afternoon, for those of you in the professional expert track. And then Thursday, we've got the lunch and learn. We're doing the 100-day challenge. I keep screwing that up. We got 5 weeks left. I keep saying we got like so many days because I was basing it on the Coach Cast. But remember, we didn't start it on the exact time. Again, those of you who knew, we did a 100-day challenge about 60 days ago, 70 days ago. So we got 5 more weeks. We're rocking and rolling. Been doing really good. As you know, I eliminated alcohol. Had one time I drank in this time period. So I'm very proud of myself. And we're continuing that journey as I'm into the 40s now. 40 days. It's great. And then one thing I want to do, it's 9/11. I always do this on 9/11. I think many of us or all of us are old enough to remember 9/11. It's hard to believe it's been that long ago. I'll never forget when the towers were hit. I was with Pilar. I was in Aventura, Florida. We were in a penthouse of apartment we had. I was in aerospace at that time, and it literally, changed our lives forever. I remember telling her, wow, the towers were hit. It was crazy. It was crazy. So just a quick 10-second moment of silence here for 9/11, and then we'll get going. Okay, so we're off to the races this week. We're going to be talking about this idea of training for the mirror. I'm excited about that. And then as we get into this, we're really going to get into some of the ideas and concepts of why we do that and why we don't do that. So I got a really good week planned for you. We're going to rock and roll this week, starting off with the idea of training with a mirror, and then moving into our book study tomorrow, which we're really getting into offers. For those of you in the professional expert track, this is so critical because if your offer is not strong, everything else is based on that. And we won't be able to really make it happen if you're stuck at the offer level. So that's why I chose this book. And again, if you're new, you can just get the highlights. If you want to grab the book, it's awesome. That's up to you. But, every Tuesday we get to hammer a book and go through it. And it's a great way to get your reading in. Wednesday, of course, fun day, metaphysical day. We're going to talk about, this is one of my favorite songs. It's Carly Simon. Again, I'm dating myself, but You're So Vain. You probably think the song is about you, don't you? You're so vain. I'm not singing this morning, but when vain works, we're going to talk about it. What vanity and when it works is going to be an interesting day, and I'm not going to sing Carly Simon, I promise. But now that song's probably in your head, and I'm sorry. Hey, you know how to get that out of your head? Go listen to the song to the end, and then it'll go away. And I apologize for putting that song in your head. Thursday, we've got Ask JV, trusting yourself, getting out there to make a difference, your mission. Friday, we've got manifesting after working out, which is good. The power of feeling. It's going to be a good one. Saturday, we've got Dr. Paul. He's been doing some Coach Cast for us. It's been fun. If you're new, Dr. Paul Kilgore, research scientist, physician, bringing some health knowledge to the day, which is great. Sunday, we've got peace and silence and getting away. So we got a great week planned. We got some meetings, as you know, today. We got a meeting coming up Thursday for those of you that are new. And again, if you've been around with us for a while, you want to get into the incubator, how to use the best of Morning Coach, let's get there and let's hang out. But we're getting into our topic today, and that is training for the mirror. And this goes back to Sir Mike Lee Kinerick, who I trained with for years. And he used to say, never train for the mirror. And meaning we don't want to just look in the mirror and look good when we're trying to get healthy as we continue our month's health theme. We want to train for something else. And so many people, they train for the mirror. And as he always said, you will get disappointed. But if you train for something else, you work out for something else, one day you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to be extremely happy. And it's a totally different way to think about training, right? So I got my speaking event coming up, and we've got, finally getting back on the road, flying down to Cartagena, 500 entrepreneurs. Excited about this one. It's going to be at the end of this month, and I got to get in shape. I got to feel good. I want to be up there on stage and looking good. And so it's given me a chance to work towards something, right? A little bit of vanity in there because I want to look good, but at the end of the day, it's given me something to work towards something. And so when I started training with Sir all those years ago, from a health perspective, and I walked in his gym, really skinny, stressed out, was not in great shape, and we started the 3-a-days, literally. We used to do 3-a-days. We'd do boot camp at 4:35 in the morning, go for a run, and then do a workout. Then I'd come back at 10:30 and do Haganah training. And then we'd come back at 8 o'clock at night and do our evening training. We're doing 3 times a day. It was insane. I used to do 2-a-days in football, not thinking about 3 times, which was just nuts. But that's what we'd train. And we would train for his conference. So Sir always had a conference around his birthday in January. So the last quarter of the year, we would always get into training because he had black belt tests, and we always wanted to be in great shape for that. So the idea was he always built something up for conference. And after conference, he would have some other training come up, and we'd all be, we'd take a little break, and then we'd all get back at it. And, with health, that's one of the things you do is like you take a break, and then you go all in, and then you take a break. And if you follow that pattern, you're going to get really healthy. And luckily, I have this great foundation of health, which has been amazing for me, based on this training that I did with Sir over those years that really helped me. And it's not just Sir. He had his expertise. He's worked with Billy Beck III, who was Tony Robbins' personal trainer for all those years. These are people that we trained with, and it brought that energy to give me this great foundation. But the foundation came from training for something else, not training for the mirror, but training for something else. Whether it's a 5K, whether it's some type of an event, if you can get yourself focused on that, then you're going to do much better than just working out. And there's a big difference if you think about it, training versus working out. We all know people that work out, and it doesn't work out well, right? I'm going to go work out. Right? Well, how much are you really working out compared to those that are training? I'm training for an event. I'm training for something. And it psychologically really helps you understand like the difference. It's like, wow, okay, I'm training versus working out. And that's what I want you to start thinking about with your health. And not only with your health, but your business also. So when we talk about training, we talk about getting to know your numbers, right? So we want to know your numbers. We want to understand, what are you doing a 5K in? Whatever it is that you're particularly tracking. For me, it's HRV. It's non-alcohol days. Those are the things I track. I've kind of given up alcohol, so it's not even part of it. But, getting my HRV up, getting my resting heart rate down, these are things that I'm tracking. Well, let's talk about business for a minute, right? So if you focus on business, the first thing that I say in the professional expert development is step 1 is know your numbers, right? We have to know your numbers. And so knowing your numbers is not vanity metrics. Not vanity metrics, okay? So a lot of people are all about their likes, their shares, their YouTube subscribers. And what's funny about YouTube, it's a funny thing. YouTube doesn't compensate you based on subscribers. You get compensated based on views. So there's a lot of vanity metrics out there. Right? It's like, oh, I got this many Facebook followers. I got this many YouTube followers, or, my business is doing this. And it's like, and it's more the outside kind of projection instead of the back end. And we want to focus on the back end. So same thing that we're talking about training for something. We need to know our numbers so we know what we're training for when it comes to our personal business. So all areas of life, right, it is understanding and knowing your numbers. And really getting to the point where it's, okay, this is what is going to really create the best results for me. So health, for example, using HIIT is a form of training, affects my HRV better. As David's out here, he wrote the book, Up Your HRV, that we did in our book study, right? As a morning coach member, we understand that HIIT exercise works better than just going running. Now, any exercise is better than none, but understanding your numbers and then being able to work backwards is what we're talking about today, okay? Instead of going out there and training for the mirror, which looks good, it all looks good, but is it really good? And are you doing the basics that you need to do, not only in your health, but in all areas of life? So that's what I want to get to this week as we get into this, as we start to understand What am I going after next? Now, here's the deal. You'll hear me say this all the time on Mondays, especially organizational day. Don't get overwhelmed. You can't do everything. But as you start to work your plan year over year and you work with us and you build, you'll start to streamline. And that's where I'm at. What's nice is, I've been doing this for so long that I've streamlined my plans. It allows me to kind of shape and shift and go, okay, what am I going to train for? And then I got the PDCA working and we got our plan. So it's like, okay, we're in a due month. This is a good time to train. Now, finding those things is really critical and putting on your calendar. We had the 100-day challenge, right? So we got 5 weeks left of that. Maybe you grab a 100-day challenge yourself. Or maybe you find something you got coming up and you say, okay, I'm going to start training for this. Or maybe you just want to get your 5K time down. And then you think about your business. You think, okay, what do I need to do to grow the business? What are the things I need to do? Is it ads? Is it calls? What am I doing on a daily basis to grow my business? This is one of the big things that I'm really stressing when you come to our professional expert meetings. It's like, what are you doing on a daily basis to grow your business? If you're not doing daily activities, the business isn't going to grow. Everything kind of steps back to the activity level. It's like, okay, how many people did you reach out to? How many people did you talk to? What are you doing to grow your business? And a lot of people will come back and say, well, I haven't gotten a hold of anybody. Well, why? And that's the onion we have to peel back. We have to keep peeling those layers back to say, why are you not reaching out to people? Are you not excited about it? I mean, I could tell you all the reasons that I did over 18 years, didn't market, saw it as kind of sleazy, saw it as different, wasn't willing to put myself out there and just kind of do what I needed to do to get people over the line. And the truth is, that's why we're doing the offer book. And you look at some of Alex Hormozzi's work because it's good. And we've got to get people over the line or the business doesn't grow. You can't have impact if you can't move people forward. And if you can't do your own stuff, if you can't get excited about what you're doing, nobody else is going to get excited. So you got to get excited about all of this. And then we've got to figure out, what are you training to? What are you working towards health-wise? What are you working towards business-wise? Are you clear? What are you working towards in your relationships? Our life wheel and the planner? It's like, what are you working towards? What areas of improvement are going on right now? And how are you getting better? Again, avoiding overwhelm. You can't do everything. The idea of, I'm going to read this book, I'm going to do that. Remember the Why You Fail, the video that I did, and it's this idea that we get this excitement. And you come here and you get the excitement, and then you get the knowledge, right? It's like, oh, man, this is not going to be as easy as I thought. And that leads to that crisis of meaning, which you usually burn out. And then you go find something new to do. We want to stop that pattern, and we stop that pattern by working together. We get through that uninformed, optimistic state. That's the first thing. I'm so fired up about this, but I have no idea what it's going to take. And then you get the informed pessimism. Wow, that was a lot more than I thought. And then you start thinking, man, I don't know if I can move forward. And that's where I come in. That's where we are here to help you to kind of move you forward to informed optimism. Now you know what it takes. You know you can do it, and you're going to make it happen. And that's why we're training for something, because that leads us to success. And that's the pattern we want to keep going. We don't want to go the other one where it's chasing a shiny object. We want to go the upward flow where we have success, and then we go do something again, and we have success. And it can start with our health. The great thing about health is it can start today. So I don't want to overwhelm you with stuff, right? Because we're working through our planner. We've got professional experts ideas going. But health is one of those things that that, hey, okay, I'm going to move a little bit more today. I'm going to eat a little bit better. And maybe I'll look around for something I can train for. That's a beautiful thing about life, is you can start today. So health should always be a target. I don't care how healthy you are. Health is part of what we're doing. Health is wealth. Talked about it last week. If you don't have your health, I don't care what you build. It doesn't matter. So we want to eat better. We want to move. We want to do the things that are going to help you physically, okay, and not train for the mirror, train for something. And then mentally, make sure you're getting the right stimulus and the right things in your brain. Listen to Evening Coach if you need to sleep. Maybe the Calm app we've talked about. Some people use that. Getting Morning Coach to start your day and keeping that right information coming so that you can, keep moving forward. That's really what it's about. Okay, so let's get out there and have a fantastic day. It's going to be a great start of the week. Let's keep the energy going. We are opening up our new professional expert system, which is awesome. So anybody that's interested, or friends or family, send them over because I'm excited about that. We're doing some crazy guarantees because I know it'll work if you're willing to go at it. But you got to do the daily activities that we always talk about. And you got to believe. So a lot of the personal development is part of the personal expertise business. You got to get better. Like me, I had to grow so much from the person that started this to where I am today. It's 18 years of growth. That's why I can coach and do what I do. It took me that long to get to this place, and I'm feeling great. And the train is rolling, and we're making it happen. So you want to be a part of that? Hey, let us know. Let's keep the energy going. Let's keep it flowing. And I'll be back tomorrow right here on morningcoach.com as we continue our book study.